Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'd like to welcome everyone that's here this afternoon, both on our live Zoom meeting and on our Facebook live stream. I'm Jocelyn Gardner, Chair of Print London, and on behalf of our collective, I'd like to welcome everyone to this afternoon's virtual opening and prize giving for the Ontario Miniature Print Exhibition, TOMPE2022. I believe that we have a lot of the artists in the show here this afternoon, as well as past TOMPE participants. And I would particularly like to welcome you, the artists who make it all possible. Print London is hosting tonight's Zoom event from London, Ontario, where the satellite project space is located. So before we begin, in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, we'd like to acknowledge that the land on which we're situated is the traditional territory of the Attawandaron, Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, and Lenape peoples, who have long-standing relationship to the land, water, and region of southwestern Ontario. The local First Nation communities of this area include Chippewa of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. We value the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations of Turtle Island. Print London is an artist collective that was started in 2014 in order to bring together printmakers from London and the surrounding region. The collective is guided by a 7-person steering committee and currently has 40 members from London and the surrounding southwestern Ontario region. Over the nearly 8 years of our existence, we have programmed community-based projects, run printmaking workshops, invited guest speakers, and focused on creating exhibition opportunities that bring printmakers in southwestern Ontario together. Though we do not yet have a physical printmaking center, our programming aims to create a professional community in order to stimulate the art of print in all of its multiplicities and to explore and promote printmaking as an important part of contemporary art. In 2016, we founded the jury exhibition titled the Ontario Miniature Print Exhibition, or TOMPE. This exhibition, which was originally open to professional Ontario-based artists, is now being held every 2 years and is accompanied by a color exhibition catalog. We have held 3 editions since 2016, with the number of entries steadily increasing each year. We are pleased to note that this 4th edition of TOMPE2022, has now been opened up to national submissions from professional printmakers from across Canada for the first time. Though it seemed like an ambitious idea to expand TOMPE into the national arena, we've been extremely thrilled by the response. This year, we received nearly 250 works for jurying from 75 artists from across 6 provinces in Canada. These artists are residents of Alberta, British Columbia, Ontario, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and Quebec. They represent a wonderful cross-section of what is happening on the national professional printmaking scene at this time. It was particularly interesting to see numerous 3-dimensional and mixed media submissions that are helping to advance the language of printmaking. Being able to welcome work from the 60 artists who've been selected to exhibit in TOMPE2022 to London is an immense pleasure and offers opportunities for our Print London members to become aware of the work being done in the rest of the country. We hope that beyond this virtual event, you'll be encouraged to follow the work of Print London and engage with us in future projects. Just this summer, we ran an international exchange project with a gallery in Barbados titled In Two Places, and we are excited to think about similar possibilities with organizations in Canada. I'd now like to share a short video tour of the TOMPE2022 exhibition installation at Satellite Project Space. The gallery opens directly onto a flex street in downtown London that is steps away from Museum London and the downtown campus of Fanshawe College. Both Museum London and Satellite Project Space have been instrumental in supporting the work of Print London, and we thank them immensely for their continuing generosity. So I'd now like to, following that brief look at the exhibition installation, I'd like to show slides of each work that is on exhibit in the show. So we'll just briefly go through and list all of the artists that are showing work and one image from each work. The video was lovely in that it showed in particular detail the three-dimensional pieces that we had an experience of that. Now we will just have some still images and have a look at them. So Anne Abbas, Susie Allen, Madeline Avery, Kate Bales, Louise Barito, Sulima Basha, Allison Big, Susan Cartwright, Erin Chapman, Carlina Chen, Sandy Collins, Carol Cooper, Sarah Cowley, Robert Creighton, Susan Cunningham, Lillian Daigle, Drew Elwood, Elizabeth Engel, Eric Euler, Randy Feel, Lawrence Finney, Karen Fletcher, Bev Funnel, Faye Gao, Colette Greco-Riddle, Jane Holbrook, Janet Horn-Cozens, Heather Houston, Vilja Maria Jefremovas, Laurie Jensen Brazier, Timothy Lauren, Lisa Leskian, Lorna Livy, Carol Manis, Gosha Martignac, Julie McIntyre, Lauren McKinley Renzetti, David Morris, Mary O'Brien, Kurt Palmer, Liz Parkinson, Zane Pate, Walter Proshka, Robert Quantz, Agustin Rolando Roja, Shira Ron, Madeline Russo, Christiane Roy, Irina Shestakowicz, Nicole Schlosser, Jessica Seminoff, Kathy Sennett, Brianna Toswell, Anne Unger, Terry Vatch, Katie Webster, Elle Willoughby, Sylvia Wong, Amanda Wood, Leszek Wyszolkowski, so that concludes all of the works that are in the show. Of course, you do need to see the show in person to appreciate the intimacy of the various media techniques, the aesthetics. It's so wonderful to be able to see them in real life, but that'll give you a taste of what is there. So now we're going to move to the exciting part of this afternoon's program, the awards. Our team of 3 invited jurors were tasked with not only selecting the works that would be displayed in the exhibition, but also 3 prize winners. As you will have seen by the works just screened, this must have been a difficult process. I can attest that they spent a lot of time discussing all of the works and coming to their decisions. They decided between them to not only award first, second, and third prizes, but also to give honorable mentions to 3 additional artists. I'll now ask our jurors to turn on their cameras and mics as I start to introduce them to you. Our 3 jurors are David Bobier and Cassandra Getty from London and Jen Law from Toronto. They met in the boardroom at Museum London on the weekend of July 23rd to view the works together in person and jury the works submitted. It is, of course, preferable to be able to look at these intimate works in the flesh to appreciate all of the nuances of everything. And this year we were very thrilled that the jurying could once more be done in this way, as previously with the pandemic that had been out of the question. I'm going to first introduce Cassandra Getty, who will present a collective statement on behalf of the jurors. Cassandra Getty began her curatorial work in the mid-1990s in Ontario and British Columbia. Over the last 2 decades, she has worked in public museums in Windsor and London, Ontario. At the Art Gallery of Windsor, she served as curator of historical art and the collections and collection manager. Yes. In that time, she was an integral part of the growth of the AGW's permanent collection and toured exhibitions across Canada and in the United States and Japan. In February 2010, Getty joined Museum London as curator of art. She has organized numerous exhibitions, including Kathleen Munn and Larry Warrener, The Logic of Nature, The Romance of Space, 2008, Arthur Hemming, Chronicler of the North, 2012, My Fanwy McLeod, or There and Back Again, 2013, L.O. Today, 2013, Kim Adams, One for the Road, 2013, Kim Ondaatje, 2014, Robert Fones, Science Narratives, 2017, and BGL, Spectacle Problems, 2018. She has developed more than 20 catalogs, and over the last decade, her projects have earned her 4 OAG awards. Getty holds a BFA from the University of Windsor's School of Visual Arts and an MA in the History of Art from the University of Victoria. She is currently an adjunct professor in the Visual Arts Department at Western University. Over to you, Cassie.
Okay, I have my my mic and my video on. I can't see myself. Maybe you can. Oh. So I just wanted to say that after the flux of the last 2 years, we jurors were delighted to be able to meet in person and select from an impressive array of submissions for TOMPE2022. This year's unprecedented number of responses to Print London will culminated in an exhibition of works that are striking for their technical ingenuity and innovative in their exploration of materials and subject matter. Selections represent a range of print-based media, including intaglio, serigraphy, lithography, relief, monoprinting, book arts, digital processes, and computer 3D printed work. We were all inspired by the range of both representational and abstract approaches, as well as by more experimental and interactive pieces. The award-winning works include collaborative, interactive elements, demonstrate a creative use of media and materials and processes, and exhibit exceptional technical skill and graphic sensibility. We are thrilled to include submissions from across Canada for the first time in Print London's history. So congratulations to all the artists selected to participate in TOMPE 2022.
Great, thanks very much, Cassie. So now I'll introduce you to our two other jurors, Jen Law and David Bobier. Jen Law is an artist, writer, and editor living in Toronto. Jen, you may want to turn on your camera. I'm not sure, I can't see you. Okay. Working across print, clay, and animation, Law's practice explores book culture, the historical archive or library, literary objects, and processes of collection and storytelling through material things. She holds a PhD in anthropology from the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London, UK, a BA in anthropology from McGill University, Montreal, Quebec, and a BFA from Queen's University, Kingston, Ontario. Law has exhibited her work internationally, including exhibitions in Canada, United States, Australia, Taiwan, Spain, and the United Kingdom. In addition to exhibiting her own artwork, Law has published widely on contemporary art and print culture, and has worked as a lecturer, curator, and editor in Canada, the UK, and South Africa. She is the co-editor with Tara Cooper of Printopolis, published in 2016 by Open Studio Toronto, and in 2017 co-founded Arts Plus Letters Press with Penelope Stewart, with whom she co-edits the journal Art Plus Reading. David Bobier, an early supporter of Print London, is a hard of hearing and disabled media artist whose creative practice is researching and developing vibrotactile technology as a creative medium. This work led to the establishment in 2014 of Vibrofusion Lab, a creative multimedia, multisensory center that has gained a reputation as a leader in accessibility for the deaf and disability arts movement in Canada and internationally. He is also a co-founder, past chair, and current board member of London, Ontario Media Arts Association, LOMA, and board member of Media Arts Network, Ontario. Over the years, Bobier's practice has included printmaking, including teaching printmaking at Mount Allison University. His exhibition career includes 19 solo and over 30 group exhibitions in Canada, the US, and the Netherlands. Unfortunately, David will not be joining us this afternoon owing to internet difficulties at a site in Northern Ontario where he is currently working. I'll now ask Jen and Cassie to present the Honorable Mention Awards.
Thank you, Jocelyn. It's my honor to present the first honorable mention to artist Carlina Chen for her dry point print Dundas Queen from 2021. This delicate print was one we kept collectively returning to through the process of jurying. Quiet and whimsical, it seems to take the form of two inverted leaves, the space between creating the illusion of a bookish spine. It's almost Alexander Calder-like in form, like a mobile in suspension. But upon reading the title, Queen Dundas, one realizes that it offers a cultural cartography of sorts, marking the parallel boundaries of an area in downtown Toronto that's home to the AGO, OCAD University, and parts of Chinatown. From this perspective, the lines appear to take the form of streetcar wires, perhaps, routes traced and retraced. It's a marvel that so much may be conveyed in so few lines. Congratulations, Carlina, on your wonderful print.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to be presenting another honorable mention for the work of Julie McIntyre. Her works Baggage, Music Room, and Stairways, all woodcut with sheen collé. And what struck us about these works was the ingenious graphic sensibility apparent in each composition. The lines and use of Shinkale pattern are bold and assured. And this celebrates everyday views of the home and household items. And to my mind, makes them almost mysterious in thoughtful new ways. The images seem on one hand simple, but these are the result of superb design and color sense, creative imagination, and technical skill. So congratulations to Julie McIntyre.
Thank you, Cassie.
The final honorable mention is awarded to Irina Shostakovich for Echo Yourself, our postcard series, Echo Yourself, Away #1, and Away #2, and Away #3. They're monotype prints with dry point. Irina's delightful collection of dry point and monoprinted postcards capture something both whimsical and bittersweet about her experiences of navigating home and away, and travel more generally, particularly over the past 2 years of the pandemic. We were quite excited to discover that these prints took the form of postcards, hinting at the possibility of correspondence and exchange across geographic and temporal zones. The postcard tells us, "I wish you were here." And as a material form, gestures towards a broader history of artist postcards and printed ephemera spanning the 20th century onwards. Congratulations, Irina.
Thank you, Jen. So the honorable mentions are non-monetary awards that the jurors decided to award because they found these works so compelling, that they could hardly limit the prizes to 3. But now we will come to the awards of the first, second, and third prizes. And these are monetary awards. After the presentation of each prize, the award winner will be given the opportunity to turn on their mic and camera and respond if they so wish to do. So we'll start with the third prize winner, which was to be presented by David Beaupier, but which will now be presented by Cassie.
Hey, so we're sorry that David isn't here, but we know that he would love to congratulate everyone and Lori for third prize for Quiet Moments 2022, which are relief prints and birch bark. And he wrote, "We were completely enchanted by Lori's relief printed miniature books, which are crafted on an intimate scale and incorporate unconventional materials such as birch bark. These uniquely modeled pocket-sized accordion forms playfully unfold into the shape of trees, inviting the viewer to contemplate the ways in which we commune with, read, and connect with and collect nature. One can easily imagine an entire forest library of unfolding trees."
Okay, sorry. Apologize for that. Lori, if you would like to turn on your camera mic now. Thank you, Cassie.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, alrighty. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to the jurors, to Cassandra Getty, Jen Law, and David Beaupier, for, first of all the hard work in jurying. I know it was lots of hard work and time. And I'd also like to thank you for the recognition. It's very exciting for me. I'm a relatively new artist, and I think this is probably the first award I've ever gotten. So it's very exciting. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Jocelyn and Print London for the opportunity to be in an exhibit amongst such other talented printmakers. It's really an honor for me, and everybody should get out and see the show because it's really amazing. There are some beautiful works in it. So thank you again.
Excellent. Thank you, Lori. Congratulations on winning the third prize. It's sort of strange to be doing this online in this way. You know, we feel like we need some clapping of hands and so on. but so I'm just going to clap here for
Oh.
you. And I think, yeah, we'll do some clapping at the end, but we'll now move to the second prize, which will be presented by Cassie as well, Cassandra Getty. Yeah.
Okay, so the second prize winner is Timothy Lauren for Untitled, the Shard series 1 through 3 from 2022, and all are dry point with Shin Calais. And in looking at his work, I then looked up the artist's presence online, and think this quote is apt in this context today, where he writes, "I was drawn to printmaking as a medium because of its long tradition of craftsmanship and its ability to demonstrate materiality. The Shard series is beautifully crafted with compositional elements that reject obvious choices and thus provide a more rewarding aesthetic and intellectual experience." Speaking of the title Shard, you can see the relationship between the artist and process here as perhaps parallel to the Japanese artistic and philosophical term mushin, which figures in ceramics and printmaking and things such as kintsugi gold repair of shards. A sense of compassionate sensitivity, of existing within the moment, and of identification with things outside of yourself. So congratulations.
Beautiful. Timothy, you can turn on your mic and camera if you'd like to.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I first like to also thank the jurors and Print London for assembling such a compelling exhibition and all your hard work in continuing the printmaking arts. I was very honored and thrilled to just be included in such a great group of printmakers. That to actually be singled out with this award is very humbling, and I thank you all very much for this.
Beautiful. So I'm clapping because I really do, yeah, think we need to, but I'm sorry everybody's, you know, cameras and mics aren't on, which you can't do. Congratulations, Timothy.
Thank you.
So we'll now move to the first prize, which will be presented by Jen.
Thanks, Jocelyn. I'm delighted to be presenting the first prize to Brianna Toswell for her works Avebury, and it's a book. I wanted to start by saying that the main challenge, of course, in blind during an open call is that one must approach a diverse collection of work with no names or statements or stories to help frame and contextualize what one is looking at. Brianna's object work in particular, but both her prints, well, I'll start by talking about Avebury, I guess, her book piece is a print that contains prints, offering its own storied context and thus speaking to the strengths and the possibilities of what print has to offer us as artists. An opportunity for collaboration and conversation. Produced under her Book Arts imprint Penrose Press, the piece incorporates lino-cut and polymer plate techniques, comprising a printed box made from recycled paneling, which contains 3 folded, beautifully illustrated poems written by poet Wendy McGrath. Created during the pandemic, these object prints reflect on themes of grief, memory, and hope. Brianna's work speaks to printmaking as a living, embodied, dialectical practice, resulting in an interactive piece that asks to be held, opened, and actively engaged. We selected these works for the celebration of print as a way of thinking about making, embracing reading, writing, and publishing as entangled material practices in their own rights. Congratulations, Brianna.
Okay, I'd like to invite Brianna to turn on your camera and mic.
Hello. My name is Brianna. Thank you so much for this award. This is very exciting for me. I'm currently at Snap Print Shop, and we're having an open studio, open event printing day where the public is welcome to come in. It's very fun. We're playing music from 1982 when Snap was founded, including that classic print anthem, Under Pressure by Queen. Sorry, I'll talk about my work. I really want to recognize Wendy McGrath as the poet that I collaborated on this work with. She is so amazing, and really her writing is the foundation of this project. Like everything that I did stemmed from something that she did, and I was so lucky to work with her. And yeah, if you go to the exhibition in person, I highly encourage you to pick up one of the pieces and look through it, because it has like a very fun, light, interactive thing that happens. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. This is really delightful. And yeah, London has a soft spot for me. I went to HB Beale High School for a year of art when I was 19, and so it's where my love of printmaking started. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear the connection to London, Brianna. And great that you're at Snap right now. Excellent. Yes. Congratulations. And
thank you.
We do the clapping. Thank you for coming on. Okay, so that concludes the awards. I'd like to thank the jurors very much for their incredible task of jurying this exhibition and taking the time and care to give each work consideration, you know, in a very kind of almost personal way. They really extended the duties of a juror past what we would normally have, and in coming here tonight to deliver their comments to the winners, you know, we've been given insight into their thinking, which is a very precious thing for artists to see. You know, we often enter these kinds of competitions, you know, with little knowledge of what takes place. But I think just hearing the jurors talk about the works has given us some sort of appreciation of what they're looking for and appreciating in the work. So I'd like to thank all three jurors very much, but Jen and Cassie especially tonight for having come forward and presenting those awards. Okay, so we will now move on to the last part of the event. So I'd like to present or launch our little catalog, our precious little catalog, 73 pages. I don't know if you can see it here. You'll all be getting copies of it. It's very beautiful. We're very proud of it. As you'll see, we have a gorgeous cover, which reproduces Timothy Lauren's work, which suited it beautifully. We'd like to thank very much Liza Urich, who was the graphic designer for the catalog, and Matthew Truman, who did the photography for it. Every artist that submitted work will be getting a copy of the catalog when we return your work to you, and they will be mailed out to all art institutions and printmaking facilities across Canada. So we'd like you to encourage you to, you know, share your catalog with other people. We'll also have a PDF version of it available on our website that you can download and share perhaps on your, you know, your personal websites and so forth if you'd like to. So we'd like to thank the London Arts Council, which through the City of London's London Community Arts Investment Program grant very generously funded this publication for us. So the exhibition closes next Saturday, the 27th of August. The gallery is open Wednesday to Saturday, and we'd love to see you there in person. We'd also like to invite you to join us on Monday, 29th of August at 7 p.m. for a Zoom presentation by our out-of-town juror, Jen Law, who will be talking about her wide-ranging work as an artist and publisher. you need to visit our social media sites or our website to get the link to that event. But that will be a wonderful presentation, which will conclude the TOMPE programming for this year. So I'd also like to encourage you to visit the gallery in person. You know, you really need to see this work up close and personal. It's tiny. I'd love to see you there taking photos with your work. We were very pleased to see TOMPE2022 artist Walter Proshka on Wednesday, shortly after the show opened to the public. And Walter was here from Toronto to view the exhibition in person. And I was lucky enough to be in the gallery at that time. So I was able to get this picture. So great to see you there, Walter. Thanks for coming. I'd like to encourage other artists to come in and you know, share their photos on social media as well. So finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors for their generous contributions towards the success of the exhibition. Each year, TOMPE is sponsored by Museum London. They have been very generous in their sharing their space with us. They receive the works that are being submitted. They hold them securely. They allow us to have the jurying take place on the premises, and they sponsor us at the Satellite Project Space. Satellite Project Space is an important contributor to our programming. I've already thanked the London Arts Council and City of London for the funding of the publication, and Fanshawe College School of Design is always supportive through various installation provisions. So thank you very much to our sponsors. We could not do TOMPE without them. And thank you to the exhibition organizers and volunteers. There are many people who give up their time freely. We do not have any employed employees at TOMPE. We are purely a volunteer organization, an artist collective, as I've said. The programming can get really quite extensive in the summer months when we do most of our exhibition programming and workshops and so forth. The energy and dedication that everybody brings to the project is outstanding. And so I'd love to thank everybody. You know, the short time frame that we do these things in necessitates people working, you know, from one end of the day to the next. So thank you so much. And on that note, I would like to say good night to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us from far and wide. It's wonderful to know that TOMPE has gone national, and we're looking forward to hosting many future editions of TOMPE on a biennial basis. Please be sure to enter TOMPE 2024. If you'd like to be in contact with us, please write. We're always happy to know who's been here and so on. This presentation will be available. It's being recorded, so you can watch it on our social media sites if you missed part of it. I know some people came in late. I'd like to thank you very much for coming. We appreciate the time you took to spend with us this evening, and it was great seeing everyone. Thank you very much.